Those of you who have followed this podcast for a while now would know that I'm quite fond of short stories. And I'm quite excited about today's episode because I've got a book of short stories with me today. It's called Nine Pebbles, Nine Ripples, written by Dr Sweety Shinde. And the number 9 here is quite relevant. It comes from the classical Sanskrit literature, the idea of rasas, that is, 9 emotions or moods. You'd find this idea of rasas in many of the classical Sanskrit literary works like Natya Shastra. The idea here is there are 9 different kinds of moods or emotions that can be portrayed in art. These are: one is hasya, which is joy or laughter; second, bhayanaka, which is fear; then rodra, anger; then shringar, romance; then vira, courage; then karuna, which is compassion or grief; then adbhut, which is amazement; then vibhatsya, the disgust; then finally shanti, peace. And what the author has done here is written 9 short stories, and in each short story you will find a particular kind of mood hinting towards a particular rasa. And she doesn't point out specifically that which rasa has been described in which short story. That is for you to figure out. But I really like this idea, this really ancient idea of evoking a particular emotion or mood in each one of these stories. And it's a really short book, won't take much time to read, but I like how carefully and beautifully each one of these stories has been crafted. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to read one short story for you, and I hope you'll quite enjoy it. The short story is called The 7-Hour Itch, and it will take you back to the time of COVID, especially how the life was for doctors and other medical professionals. And I hope you too will enjoy this short story. So let me narrate it now. This short story called The 7-Hour Itch. A drop of sweat dips between her shoulder blades. It sways indecisive and then takes a sinuous path down the length of her spine. It meets a dead end in her scrub pants, merges into its brethren already trapped in her hemline. The once sky blue hemline is now mottled dark blue. It will leave a rumpled, withered imprint all around her waist when she eventually undresses. 7 hours later, when she flings off this stifling, layered prison of mask, goggle, and face shield. 7 hours later. Delicious freedom is still 7 long hours away. Only. She has just joined her 7-hour shift in the ICU. It is the summer 2020. She holds a pen in the awkward tangle of triple gloves. It's a 5 rupees pen, the cheapest one available. She'll discard it after her shift. No point using an expensive Parker pen in COVID times when use and throw rules. Her heavy breath wafts a foggy barrier over the inner sides of her goggles. She squints past the fog into her notes. Blood counts, ECG, SpO2, ferritin levels, all checked. Stacks her files in a neat pile. Rises. A triple layer of plastic wear crackles with every movement. She lumbers across from bed to bed, feeling and exactly looking like an astronaut, checking for vitals, alert for aberration, trained for danger, aware of the imminent personal risk she undertakes. Ever since childhood, she is accustomed to being buried under layers of black cape and hood. Her friends often ask, "Don't you feel suffocated?" And look at them now, all of them bundled up, men and women, layers upon layers upon layers, masks, veils, dupattas, handkerchiefs. Her PPE kit is her impenetrable armor against the coronavirus. It is also her prison. 2 layers of plastic head to toe, 2 masks, 3 gloves, plastic foot cover, safety goggles. Once donned, she is not permitted to peel off any layer until the end of her 7-hour shift. Practical and seasoned, she makes a precise list of don'ts before her shift. Don't drink a drop of water, don't eat a morsel of food, don't pee, don't itch. She finds it easier to deal with the first 2 tenets. They are ingrained into her brethren, and her community. Every year, for an entire holy month, she undertakes the rigorous fasting ritual with a mellow heart and a steely resolve. The third tenet is taxing and tough. She often wonders how superheroes deal with the call of nature, dressed as they are in those super uncomfortable capes, tights, and masks. Now she knows. She boils down the third rule to her scientific knowledge. Kidneys produce 1 ml of urine per minute. 7 hours equal 420 minutes. The bladder can hold 500 ml without discomfort. Perfect. She can manage being pee-less for 7 hours so long as she drinks not a drop. She empties her bladder precisely 5 minutes before getting into her PPE, squeezes down the last drop. Thereafter, no fluid input means no fluid output. The trick is to not even think of peeing. Damn! She feels a sudden plop in her bladder, an abrupt urge to pass urine. Divert, divert, divert. The thought, she hyperventilates. She throws up her head to gaze around her. The general ward. The grey paint shedding in hesitant patches. Fungus paints the corner black and green. The rusty hinges on creaky doors. Her colleagues in corporate hospitals would roll their eyes when she carefully collects back every petty coin after paying the taxi driver. Municipal hospital mentality. The grimace when she diligently switches off the fan before exiting a room. Municipal hospital mentality. Not anymore. Her municipal hospital is now the cynosure of all eyes in the war against corona. It's the oasis of life in the heart of the mightiest and busiest city in India. Now, eyes widen in awe when they learn where she works. She presses a proud, possessive palm down her PPE kit. Not mere uniform, it is her superwoman cape. Coronavirus is a great leveler. It has smacked all of humanity into 3 discrete classes: the dead, the living, the saviors. She is a savior. The strap of her brassiere stabs into her skin. Her nose feels greasy. Exactly where the sweat meets her trousers, she feels an itch erupt. She groans inward, cannot afford an itch, An itch that cannot be scratched is pure hell. Discreetly, she leans against the pillar in the ward, shifts until the itch is synchronized with the roughest wall. She sways side to side. The coarse wall massages her itch. Her itch caresses the bumpy wall. Ah, sweet blessing. She lumbers forward to the next patient's bed, checks the vitals, ignores the itch. This guy has low oxygen level. Flop him onto his belly, bellow for the staff nurses. All gloved hands slide in together, weigh steady. Heave, ignore the itch. Turning to the next patient, her womb convulses. A dull ache crawls across her belly. A squirt of sticky fluid into her panties. Damn, her period is not due until next week. How does it begin today, this bloody ritual? Must be the extreme stress. It can play havoc with hormones. She steals a glimpse at the wall clock. 300 minutes more. Only 5 hours more. She hopes the blood doesn't stain her superwoman cape. Does Wonder Woman menstruate? The doors fling open. A stretcher rushes in. Is wheeled to bed 15, the most expensive bed in the ward. VIP bed. In auto mode, she notes the new patient's vitals, gauges his disease severity level, and estimates that he will survive. She flicks up his name tag. It is a familiar name, often slapped in vulgar large font onto the front page of newspapers. A name who stands tall and fearless behind a battalion of commandos. He who is always willing to sacrifice another's life for the country. Ensconced in Z security, he believes himself immortal. Well, Corona has certainly ripped through that flimsy cordon. Here he lies without a single bodyguard, a graceless worm in a hospital's yellowed cocoon. He cannot fly abroad for foreign treatment since all airports have shut their doors. He cannot beckon the priciest private consultants in India to hover around his hospital bed. He doesn't have a choice now, as all private hospitals in India are barricaded. All corona victims must gather willy-nilly under this municipal hospital's shoddy roof. Across the room, Nurse Shaila beckons an emergency beside bed 3. Patient going down. Superwoman leaps into action. Inject, pulse, thump, heave. The ventilator whimpers. The hum fades away. The oscillating wave flattens. End of flight. She straightens and sighs. Nurses avoid eye contact. She shuffles to her desk to jot down bed 3's epitaph. She senses the ward boys circle in to bundle the body, formerly known as bed 3, into a PPE shroud. She pulls close the landline phone, punches in the call, and informs the admins that a vacant bed is now available. Ring out the cold, ring in the feverish. Cradling the phone, she glances above her goggles straight across to bed 15. He's balanced on a quaking elbow, watching bed 3. He who dictates who wears what clothes, who eats what type of food, and who decides which citizen should live or die during his regime. Shall I whisper the name of my favorite dish into his ears? He who declares that women who menstruate every month are too impure to enter holy places. Corona has forced all holy places to shut their gates to devotees. Shall I tell him I'm bleeding right now? Will he still permit me to save his holy life? She shuffles across to him. His chest heaves, strums in uneven gasps. A rattlesnake gurgles in his chest, his immortality at the mercy of a tiny virus. She peers at his face or whatever is visible above his mask, skin blanched in blotches, eyelids strained, eyes wide in terror. Staring past her at the stretcher wheeling away former bed 3 swathed in layers of plastic. Harapu frowns upon her feisty blog articles. Razia, stay low, stay invisible, stay out of their radar. You'll invite doom upon us all, he often says. Her lips now curl in disdain. Should I tell bed 15 that he is doomed? Death, death all around, and not a single bodyguard in sight. Her gloved palm grabs his shoulder. Her fingertips sink in like talons. Her lips part. She bends over. Her eyes blink and snap back to her. Razia pauses. And just as suddenly, she is not the doctor, not just a savior, not just a warrior shielding him from death. Much, much higher. She is Ammi nursing a sick child. He is a misguided, vicious serpent, yet a child entrusted to her care. Her fingers uncurl, turn gentle and pat his shoulder, bends closer and whispers, "Don't give up. We will survive this together." There will be no medal for her, no television interviews, no badge of honor, nothing except the precious personal knowledge that she is a savior. Power does not justify evil. Power is not virtue. Virtue is that which exists despite power. And that's how the story ends. How beautiful, right? And I particularly loved the last couple of lines. Power does not justify evil. Power is not virtue. Virtue is that which exists despite power. And that's how most of these short stories are like in this book. They make you think and they make you feel different emotions. And that's what art really does, isn't it? So I hope you'll get a chance to read the book and you'll enjoy all these short stories. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll catch you the next time with a new book. So I hope you'll keep listening and keep reading. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Thank you very much.